Look, right now, everything feels like it's breaking apart, doesn't it? Borders shifting, alliances cracking, trust evaporating. You watch the headlines, listen to experts, and can't help but wonder, is the entire liberal world order just collapsing, or could it be something else? A transformation no one saw coming, hiding in plain sight, dragging us through fire to something new and strange. It's terrifying, but it's also a chance, if you know where to look. You, the founders, investors, leaders, you live this every day. You deal with uncertainty like a second skin, but this feels different. You built your success on systems, rules, predictability. The old global setup was your playground. But now, the ground is shaking beneath you. The old certainties, they're slipping through your fingers. The partnerships, the trade agreements, the predictable corridors of power, they're rattling, fracturing. And that freaking chaos? It's not just about politics or economics. It's about the future of everything you've worked for. You feel it, don't you? The gnawing anxiety that the rules that held everything together might not exist tomorrow, that the playing field is tilting so fast that even the smartest moves feel like guesses in the dark. It's exhausting. It feels like the world is moving at a speed you can't control, and no matter how much you learn, no matter how much you adapt, it doesn't seem to be enough. You catch yourself asking, how do I win here? How do I not just survive, but lead in a chaos that wasn't supposed to happen on this scale? Here's the blunt truth no one tells you. The liberal order you knew isn't dying because of some sudden failure. It's transforming because it has to. The rules, the structures, all the ways power was kept neat and boxed. They clash with a world that refuses to be boxed anymore. The game is changing, but the old players are still fighting with yesterday's moves. And you? You can either drown in that old game or break free and play for a new one built on a totally different ground. You don't need another theory about foreign policy or geopolitics. What you need is the mindset shift, the switch that takes you out of being a pawn in someone else's game to becoming the player who rewrites the rules. Because the truth is brutal and beautiful. The system as it was made is shrinking. The places where power once centralized are now dispersing, fracturing, spinning out into new forms. It's messy, visibly scary, but it opens the door for the radical, the bold, the rare, people like you, to step into a space that no one else can fill. This isn't about nostalgia or despair. It's about liberation. The collapse you fear. It's the death of old chains disguised as catastrophe. What's rising is a new order without borders, without old loyalties, and without comfort zones. It's a world where allegiance isn't to a flag, a party, or outdated ideology. It's to your will, your vision, your capacity to burn brighter when everything else is fading. You don't need to be a diplomat or a politician trapped in endless compromise. You need to be sovereign. Your will is your most dangerous weapon. That means every decision, every investment, every partnership must be ruthless in its clarity. Question everything. Not just the obvious lies from politicians, but the quiet truths you've accepted because they were comfortable. Comfort, that's the enemy. Comfort leads to conformity, and conformity kills brilliance. To build something new, you must stop living a borrowed life. Rip off the masks of expectations, roles, titles. Lose the facade and burn with the fire beneath. It's not easy. Change never is. But here's what most don't realize. The greatest power lies not in fighting the collapse, but in transcending it. That means seeing the cracks, not as failures, but as openings, doorways to redefining reality itself. You are the ones who can craft structures for the exceptional, Build networks not bound by geography or old alliances, but by sheer, unbreakable alignment of purpose and fire. The world doesn't lack brilliance. It's the connections that are missing. The right people, the right conversations, the right moves. It's why so many exceptional minds feel isolated, because the world's infrastructure was never built for the rare, the radical. Imagine a network where every link isn't noise, but essence. Where collaboration isn't about scaling mediocrity, but amplifying the extraordinary. You don't need to gather the many. You need to unite the few who burn as you do. This means patience, strategy, an almost religious focus on the long game. The world might scream for quick wins and instant results, but eternity favors those who build legacies hidden beneath immediate chaos. This is how you survive and dominate while others scatter. This is your rebellion. Not a moment of violence or noise, but a quiet, unyielding refusal to be reduced by the crumbling old order. You're not here to fix the system. The system is beyond repair. You're here to transcend it, to become so autonomous, so sovereign, that no collapse can cage you. Where misaligned brilliance becomes aligned power. Where radical individuality fuels the collective strength. The collapse is real. They can't hide it. But what's rising is more potent, more free. If you feel that burning tension inside, that unbearable itch telling you you were never made for comfort, for compliance, then this moment is yours. Every crisis carries within it the seed of reinvention and the collapse of the liberal world order. It's the ultimate ignition point. It violates the old rules with violent clarity, forcing the few who dare to see past the panic and pick apart the chaos to find the blueprint of the future. And this blueprint? It's not written in any treaty or official document. It's written in the hands and minds of those who refuse to bow. Those who see freedom not as a slogan, but as daily practice. Freedom to create, to disrupt, to unlearn what has been forced upon them. Freedom to build autonomous networks linking the rare, the misunderstood crazies brilliant enough to reshape reality itself. This is the true power no collapsing order can crush. So what do you do with this moment? Do you hold on desperately to the old ways, watching them crumble like dust around you? Or do you turn inward to your own will, sharpen your vision, and become the sovereign architect of what's next? This is no longer about safety or following the crowd. It's about leading the edge that moves humanity forward. This is the call to burn rather than bend, to risk everything that's comfortable and safe for the chance to live a life that's truly yours. Be critical. Question everything. Not out of cynicism, but because every answer you accept without scrutiny chains you. Be transformative. Don't just adapt. Redefine your reality until it fits your fire. Be selective. Build alliances not by size, but by how fiercely they burn beside you. And be patient, because the true revolution takes time, and only those who endure shape eternity. The collapse of the old world order is not the end, but the birth of something new, something raw, something real. You were born for this. It's your fight, your moment, your chance to build not a system, but a movement. One where individuality isn't crushed, but ignited. Where diversity isn't feared, but celebrated. Where power isn't given, but fiercely earned. Don't wait for permission. Don't settle for half the truth. Step out of the illusion they sold you and into the fierce reality only the few are brave enough to claim. This is the liberation they feared, but cannot stop. The world may collapse, but you will rise. You have to, because the future doesn't belong to comfort or to consensus. It belongs to the fire that burns inside the rare, the radical, the relentless, who see the collapse not as an end, but the ultimate breakthrough. So lean into that fire. Let it consume doubt and fear. Let it fuel every choice, every step forward. Because this moment, this chaotic, uncertain, heartbreaking moment, is exactly where heroes are born. Not the heroes we read about in old books, but new ones. Leaders who don't just survive the collapse, but ignite the evolution and become the undeniable proof that from destruction rises the fiercest creation. Hold on to that. The world's next order is waiting for you.